Hey, DePaul Blue Demon fans, I'm Leo Blavin with your Blue Demon download for Monday, June 7th, recapping this past week in DePaul athletics and previewing what's ahead. Last week, DePaul celebrated its student athletes with the Athletics Award Banquet. Vito Tonich of men's tennis was named Male Athlete of the Year after earning Big East Player of the Year honors while helping DePaul win the Big East tournament for the first time in program history. Aspasia of Gary of women's tennis won Female Athlete of the Year after also earning Big East Player of the Year honors. Nicole Sullivan of softball and Omar Ramadan were named Newcomers of the Year, while Angela Scalziti of softball, Adrian Walker of women's soccer, and Luke Wassenaar of men's tennis all earned Comeback Athlete of the Year honors at the banquet. In the NBA, former DePaul men's basketball players Max Strus of the Miami Heat and Paul Reed of the Philadelphia 76ers became the 20th and 21st former Blue Demons to compete in the NBA playoffs. For a look back at how some previous Blue Demons performed in the NBA playoffs, follow at DPU Dev on Twitter and Instagram. Last week, we highlighted Gene Stump, who played in 3 playoff games for the Boston Celtics back in 1948. This week, I had the chance to interview Big East Men's Tennis Coach of the Year, Matt Brothers, about his program Big East Championship and how the program plans to defend its title. Dax, roll the tape. Well, we have the pleasure this week of being joined by men's tennis head coach Matt Brothers. Matt, thank you so much for joining us here on Blue Demon Download.
Hey, thanks, Leo. Good to see you.
So take us through what the past year has been like. Obviously, this season went, as about as well as you could have hoped for. But leading up to that, what was this past offseason like? You have so many international players with COVID. Everyone was dealing with sort of different circumstances. Your season essentially ends, with emails and, calling players, I'd imagine. So what was this past year like, sort of ramping up for also a shortened tennis season?
Yeah, right. It's all gone by so quickly. It's pretty amazing. It seemed like it would never end, and then suddenly it's over. But really come full circle. I mean, we were last March. Pretty scary time for us. Season plug got pulled on the season, and we had four guys that didn't know if they had played their last college match, and all hungry to come back and figured out a way once we got approval and they found out that they got another year of eligibility. They were all eager to come back and join their teammates and trying to reach our goals this season. Spent a lot of time on Zoom, keeping connected with the team. I mean, at least weekly calls, Zoom calls where, we would just connect. We had some alumni on. We had some guest visitors. We had Marin Cilic on one day, who's a U.S. Open champion, friends with some of our guys. He joined us and let the guys pick his brain for an hour and a half or so, which was awesome. Didn't have a fall season, so only had a couple of guys here for practices, and still weren't sure about what the season was going to look like, if any, and kind of got the go ahead that we were going to have a season, and the guys quickly arranged flights, and everyone was here in early January, and it's just been a lot of discipline. It was just really a lot of discipline this season. Just these guys not being able to live their normal college lives, and weekly, sometimes 2 tests in a week, COVID tests, and some quarantines early on, as we did have some positives when guys first got back. But those turned out to be probably more blessing in disguise that we got them out of the way early, and then it was just just getting matches, adding some matches to the schedule, and we really ended up playing about almost as many matches as we normally would on a given year. So it was pretty lucky. So.
And what does it tell you about the the status of your program and the culture you've built to have all these guys who, for the most part, a lot of them had degrees in hands, could have gone on with their lives, for them to all want to come back to pursue that team goal of a conference championship?
It's pretty special feeling. Just the bond that these guys have with each other, and the dedication to this program and to their goals. And I talk a lot about regret with them, and really wanting to avoid that feeling, and I suspect that that played a part in it. I'm sure these guys had to make some financial sacrifices to come back. Taking on a second year of grad school, without any scholarship, as some of them are doing, is huge. But it obviously meant something to them, and I think it's pretty safe to say that they have no regrets at the end of this season. I mean, I really saw so many of these guys playing the best tennis that I've ever seen them play, and for some of them five years here. So, and that's the reason, truly the reason why we had the success that we did.
And how satisfying was it? You get to the Big East tournament. First off, you're able to even play in it. Everything was sort of up in the air at times, but you're able to get through a conference tournament. And most importantly, you get down to the final match. At some points, you're down to your season point, essentially, but able to come out on top, win the Big East tournament, and get into the NCAA tournament for the first time. What did that mean to you as a coach, seeing all these players who made those sacrifices reach that goal?
Oh, right. I was just so happy for all of them. First of all, thankful to Dwayne and Taylor and everyone in our training room, and all of our administrative staff for doing everything they could to make sure all of our sports had some sort of a season, and we could get the kids back here, and to our student athletes back here, and to some sort of new normalcy. Right before the last test that we had before the Big East was pretty stressful, because if we had one positive there, I'm sure we weren't going to be allowed to play. But yeah, it was just surreal. Playing the tournament. I mean, we were all very optimistic about our chances there, and the way the final went down, I never envisioned us being in the hole that we were in, and that Luke dug us out of. So it was, as that was sort of playing out, I really couldn't believe that we were there, and then it just turned around so quickly. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thought of it and reliving it now, it still brings tingles to me, and it still hasn't totally set in, as much as we're past, for me, as much as we're already past NCAAs and the season's over. I still look back on it and I'm just like, did that really happen? So yeah, could not be happier for these guys. Just to see them celebrating, and a fulfillment of many years of goals towards that, and really also super happy just for all of our alumni as well, who've really been supportive, especially this season, but in past years as well. And I've said it before, I wanted this title, I wanted them to feel a part of this title as well. So
the benefit, you had a ton of experience this season. The downside, you had 4 grad students, 2 additional seniors, so a lot to replace, I'd imagine, going into next season. So what can you sort of tell us about now the returning lineup for the defending Big East champions?
Yeah, right. We quickly turn to focus on next year. Um, and you got a taste of all of this, and you want it again now. I mean, that's you want it even more than you did before, really. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for what we have. We've signed a couple of guys that are very good. And we're working on one more that way. And then even more excited about just the potential and the guys that we have coming back, the experience that those guys have, even the guys that were on the sideline this year. I know with the opportunities that they're going to have next year, they're going to capitalize on that. We've had Lars Minsas has been injured his first 2 years here, and if we can keep him healthy, he's going to be a definite contributor to both the singles and the doubles lineup. Vito Tonates at number one guy this year is going to be back and better than ever. He's already back home playing tournaments and preparing. And I'm confident that the rest of our guys, I mean, that's really the reason why we were as good as we were this year, is because of what the guys did in the off season and with their extra time, as it always is. With any championship team, it's about the extra work that they put in, and these guys realize that and reap the benefits of that. So I'm confident that's gonna only continue this summer when we're apart. So.
And lastly, Matt, athletic director Dwayne Peavy always talks about dreaming big. So what's that next step, or how are you dreaming big within this program coming off an NCAA tournament?
Dreaming big for us is just adding some things to our program that are in the works that'll really help us. Some video analysis, being able to stream our home matches, live to our fans and alumni and family members. That's sort of our big project that we've been working on, this year. And fundraising for, and I'm really looking forward to having in a program next year. It also helps for our players to be able to rewatch their matches and get some analysis and kind of see where they make mistakes. It really helps with development that way as well, and we don't get too many opportunities for that these days. So that's been our main sort of dream big vision this year, since Dwayne has brought that into the mix. So we're excited for what's to come. The buzz around our program has been amazing. Social media presence is better than it's ever been. Extremely thankful to Nate and our guys in communications that have really helped with that, and Taylor as well, who oversees men's tennis now, and it just makes everything that much easier, recruiting and scheduling, and I really feel like DePaul tennis is in a good place and going to an even better place right now. So.
Well, Matt, excited to see what the future holds for the program, but thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Leo. Thanks for your time.
Thank you again to Coach Brothers for joining us on the Blue Demon Download. Next week, men's golf head coach Marty Sheen will join us to discuss how his program's return to competition this spring went. Reminder, Blue Demon fans, will be taking a look throughout the archives all summer with Today in Blue Demon History. Today, we're highlighting DePaul's football program. For a complete look back at Today in Blue Demon History, Follow at DPUAthDev today on Twitter and Instagram. Blue Demon fans want a chance to win free Blue Demon gear? Enter our weekly Blue Demon Connection trivia quiz for your shot at being a winner. Each Thursday, we'll release a trivia quiz and name a winner on Fridays. Answers to the quiz questions can be found in the Blue Demon download, as well as Today in Blue Demon History and the Daily Demon. You can find this week's Blue Demon Connection trivia quiz in Thursday's Daily Demon. For the latest on all things DePaul athletics, visit DePaulBlueDemons.com. Now to send us out today with our Now We Must Minute is former Parade All-American and the first Blue Demon to amass 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 300 assists, 100 steals, and 100 three-pointers. It's Tom Kleinschmidt.
Hi, my name is Tom Kleinschmidt. I graduated from DePaul University in 1995. I also played basketball at the university under Joey Meyer. We went to 3 tournaments out of 4 years. We were involved in the NCAA tournament as a 5 seed, and we played in 2 NIT tournaments. So great days, great memories, and very proud to represent DePaul University. Receiving a scholarship to play basketball and continue my education at DePaul meant the world to me and to my family. It took the burden off of my family for having to pay for college. Little did I know it took the burden off of me with student loans. So I'm forever grateful and forever indebted to the university for the help they have given me in the past while I attended school, and to the help they continue to give me as an adult in the professional world. I'm still attached to the university. I work at DePaul College Prep. The friends that I met 30 years ago, I still hold in high regard, have great relationships with, and still are my mentors to this day. Attending a university and trying to attain your college degree while maybe working or playing a sport is hard enough, but especially in today's world with a global pandemic. I would ask that all former alums reach out to the school, give back your time and your advice, and be a mentor to some of the students who are on campus who are going through a time that we've never seen. For all those who have given back to the university, either financially, your time, programs, mentorships, I really thank you for doing that. I know I needed that as a young man, 18 to 21. I've had wonderful relationships with people who helped me out throughout my career. So I want to thank you for that. And please continue to give support to the students who are currently attending the university. Again, we live in unprecedented times. The stress of school, athletics, jobs is hard enough. But when you add the global pandemic on top of that, kids' minds may be racing. So please, if you have the opportunity and the time, please give back to the school. Please give your time to the university students. Thank you.